Welcome to the Art of Being Unstoppable podcast, the podcast where we go beyond the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Be part of down-to-earth, no BS conversation where we explore hot topics of love and money, relationships and business, beauty, and who we get to be with all the shit in between. With our insights and your actions, we'll be unstoppable together.
Awesome, ladies.
All right. So,
are we ready?
I think we're ready.
Right. Welcome.
Hey, everyone. Welcome. This is our very first episode. We're so excited to be here with you. And first of all, we want to introduce ourselves. I am Tina Brigley. I was going to say a relationship coach. I have sex on my mind. I'm an authentic leadership coach, co-founder of High Performing Coach, Tina Brigley Coaching. And I just love unleashing people to be the most authentic version of themselves.
Hi, I'm Vicky McDougall. I am a inspiring, dedicated, and confident, badass woman.
Yes, you are.
Stylist by trade, but now I am a grandmother, a GG to 5 beautiful grandbabies, a mother of 4. I am a divorced and remarried woman, and these are my girls. And we're here to share some
golden nuggets.
And I'm Christina.
Did you forget your name?
I did. The champagne's already did it to me. That's the way that I asked. So, yeah, my name is Christina, and I am a holistic well-being coach. I help women mostly and just, get out of your way and remember who you are. And I usually had a little F word in there, but I'll save it this time. And just that remembering the divine being that you are.
Awesome. So we wanted to create this podcast because we all work together and we have these impromptu conversations that just take us off in a direction that we're like, what is going on? We should record this. So today we really want to talk to you about what it means, the art of being unstoppable. What do we mean by that? And we talk about your being a lot, like who are you being? And I think in our society, we talk a lot about what we're doing, what we need to do, but we're not talking about who we get to be. So we wanted to talk about what that means to us. Vicky, what does the art of being unstoppable mean to you?
When I first met you, I was introduced to you by a mutual friend, and I had lost both my parents. So I didn't feel like I was unstoppable. I felt like I was going down a really bad road. And then I was introduced to you, and you showed me this way of being. And when I say that, I mean who I get to be, who I choose to be. So when a situation comes up, we can wallow in our shit, or we can move forward and realize that this isn't something that can stop us. We can keep going because we are able to do that. So when I made my contract, which is I'm a dedicated, inspiring, and confident, badass woman, that is who I get to be in any situation that I'm put up against, the good situations and the bad situations. So kind of where I feel the being comes from is from when if you really choose who you want to be in the world, then that's who you get to be.
Yeah, like our personalities are not fixed. So many times people say to me, this is who I am, and this is who I've always been, and this is who I will always be. And I say, wow, that's really sad. But that's really sad because the parts of us that aren't working or working as well as we'd like, we think that it's just going to be like that forever. It's like, but what if it's not? What if it's not stationary? What if we could choose to be something, not that there's anything wrong or broken or needs to be fixed, but what if we could just have the power to really choose who we get to be, just like you were saying, in any situation.
And it's empowering. It's empowering once you realize that you get to do that.
And I think that's a really good point because we do have the power. It's in us. It's all within.
Yeah.
There's nothing outside of us that can take that away. And when we really understand that is our power. That is who we had to be.
Absolutely.
And I know when I first started looking at this with Tina, I was like, what the hell? Because I'm always a doer. is what I was doing. I was trying to create through doing, through, this cause and effect. When you step back and you look at who you are being, then you create from there.
Yeah.
And I always say intention plus action equals results. The intention is our way of being. It starts with our way of being. If we want to lose weight, I love this one. You get up and you're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. But you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym. It's not going to work anyways. It's too hard. Who are you being? Resigned, cynical. Then what are you going to do? Press snooze 10 times. Then likely not go to the gym, lay in bed, which is an action. Laying in bed is an action.
Yeah.
But if you're like, oh, I don't feel like it. Wait a minute. I'm going to be motivated. And that instant you choose, I'm going to be motivated. Then what's going to happen? You're going to turn off your alarm. You're going to get out of bed. You're going to go to the gym and you're going to get those results that you want. And that's how it works. Because when we're guided by that way that we get to be, we can flip it. We can flip the script.
Yeah.
In any moment.
Yeah. And speaking of script, like changing the narratives, and you're making the choice who you get to be, right? Not who I have to be or what I have to do today. Oh my God, I have to go to the gym. Why do I have to go to the gym? Find something that excites you. Do it first thing in the morning. If you don't like going to the gym, you don't like working out, do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? It gives you that power. And then the energy is just, it flows all day.
Yeah.
Make those small choices in your life every day and don't write off more you can shoot. Take those small hinges swing big doors. The small actions that you take will provide so much satisfaction.
Yeah.
You just feel like a completely new and improved version of yourself. It's there. That person's still going to come back. It's still going to try and come out. It's okay.
Yeah. Like I remember when I created my contract to myself, I had a loving, courageous, powerful leader. I didn't identify myself to be loving. I was that, called the ice princess. My kids would like hug me and I'd be like, oh, that's enough, or people would show emotion. Suck it up, buttercup. So I didn't go through life being really loving, like really seeing people and being with them in that loving way. And so I created this contract with myself that I was going to lean into being loving, but I had to practice that because that was not easy. That didn't come naturally for me, and then when situations came up, would I ask myself that question, how would I react if I were being loving right now? When people are being a pain in the ass or they're being a certain way and you're like, oh my gosh, this person's driving me crazy. It's like, okay, if I were being loving right now, I would be understanding. I'd try and come from their view, what's going on with them. That just, it really does make a huge difference in how I show up. Then what happened was I just became loving. I mean, like all the time. I slip once in a while and I think Ice Princess will come back. But for the majority of the time, I can be that person.
Absolutely.
And I always say that it's like, putting on a new pair of shoes.
Yes.
And they don't fit right a lot of the time. They're stiff. They're hard to work with. You don't like to wear them. But once you wear them in over and over, then they become your favorite pair and you don't ever want to take it off. And, we're driving. You remember how when you first learned how to drive? It's like you're trying to the steering wheel and it's shaking. And then your foot, you don't know what to do with your foot. It's either the gas or the brake.
Yeah.
Then you got to look and then all these separate pieces. But that, as you keep doing it, it becomes fluid and it just becomes a part of you.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, when we're going through this process of transformation and transforming into this new being, it can feel a little painful sometimes too, because we're shedding an old identity. And one of the things that people always say to me is, oh my gosh, when I practice this, people said to me, what's different about you? You seem so different. And then when you go tell them, well, I'm working on my being, they look at you like you have 10 heads. Like, what does that mean? I'm working on my being. But I think, I don't know about you guys, but imagine if we just all had these conversations, like just not making it weird. Just having conversations about transformation and being and leveling up. So instead of saying, how are you today?
how are you being today?
Hey, because when you ask Susie how they are, what do they say?
Fine.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm fine.
All right.
Conversation shut down.
No.
You're like, okay, moving on. It's like, yeah, how are you being? Yeah. Oh, yeah. How are you today? You know what? I'm absolutely amazing. I'm like being on fire.
I always look at my twin grandsons. I'm always, when we're together, I always say, when I leave anywhere, I always say, have a beautiful day. So me, I watch them. They just turned 5, and I watch them go, have a beautiful day. We took them out for lunch one day when we were Christmas shopping, me and my girlfriend, and we took them out, and they were talking to we should see the women. All these women were like, oh, those boys are so cute, because they were talking the same way I talk, because that's what they see. So if you can imagine, if we could create that was a norm for people, instead of bumping into somebody and not holding the door, or not seeing people for what they really could be. Could you imagine, like, 5-year-old kids are telling you to have a beautiful day?
Yeah.
I mean, it's innocent, but they mean it because that's all they know, because that's how we talk.
Right. Yeah. Squirrel. My sister's visiting. She's like,
She was our photographer.
yeah, we had a little bit of a photo shoot. Talk about being, the first time I got a photo shoot, I remember when I got the pictures back and I looked at them and I thought, that doesn't even look like me. Like, I look so happy and so free and so alive. And, like, is that really me? Is that really, it's the strangest thing.
Yes.
But I remember she was just, and we were joking about this earlier when we were having our photo shoot. We were going, like making ourselves laugh. And it's in that, like, just pure joy that, the radiance comes through. But we created it.
We did create
Anything outside of us.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. We had a hoot. Oh, you guys, we'll show you pictures, because it was, if you could be a slam the wall.
Yeah. Right, and subscribe to our page. You'll be able to get in our podcast. You'll be able to get some of our pictures.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, definitely like and subscribe.
Absolutely.
This is our first episode, so we are cheersing with
Yes,
a little
we
bit of
are.
champagne and
From Two Sisters Winery in Niagara by the lake.
oh yeah.
Delicious sparkling Riesling, which is one of my favorites.
So if you guys have toast with us, and we are going to have lots of really fun topics that we're going to be talking about each week. If we would love to hear what you would love for us to talk about. I know we talked about some, juicy ideas. Christina and I are single, and Vicky is not, but we have some really interesting conversations about sex and not having sex and money and everything in between. So we're going to air some dirty laundry, and we'll keep it clean and tactful. But yeah, I think when we can just be open about these things and have some authentic conversations without being worried about looking good
or what people think.
That's what we want for you guys. We want you to just be unconstrained, unleashed, unstoppable, and give up this whole pretense that we need to be a certain way. We just create it.
Yep.
Yeah,
and you can create
whatever you want
to be.
Yeah.
Cheers, my friends.
Cheers, everyone.
Next podcast.
See you next time.